Fantastic Four, starring Reed Richards, Sue Richards, Johnny Storm, Ben Grimm.
Welcome back to the channel there, Papa's Posse. Once again, it's time for Papa's Comic Books, coffee, and more. Okay, before we begin, don't forget about that QR code right there. You hit that code, it'll take you to my YouTube, my eBay, and my Instagram page. Let's see who we have today. It is Fantastic Four, number 285. This book was 65 cents back in 1985. Title of the story is Hero. It's by John Byrne and Al Gordon. Now don't forget, before we begin, this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Also, please hit that like button down below. Please hit that sub button down below and leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought about this book. Okay, let's get into it. Fantastic Four, number 285. I'm finished. I can't be the Human Torch anymore. And she's looking out the window, smoking a cigarette. Janet, did you finish up the report yet? Anderson's waiting for it. Oh, yes, half an hour, Don. Or better, make that 45 minutes. Thomas Hanson, deceased, age 13. No, that's too easy. And if there's one thing this case isn't, it's easy. Hero. Hey, Hanson, did you ever see this issue of Celebrity? No, why? Oh, it's only got El Hugo article on the Human Torch is all. Oh my gosh, I've never even heard of that one. Let me see it. Not so fast, Shorty. You want to even breathe on it, it's going to cost you. Anything, what do you want? Well, let's see. I pretty much got everything I need. You know, maybe I'll just burn it. Oh, no, please. I'll give you my lunch money for a week. For a month, and you'll do my math homework and all my book reports till Christmas. Yes. Now, please, can I have the magazine, please? Here you go, Turkey. See, coolies, I told you it's a snap. Oh. Ring. Oh, darn. He runs to class. But yield, who will to their separation my object is living is to unite my avocation and my vocation as my two eyes make one in sight. Only where love and need are one, and the work is played, for mortal stakes is the deed ever really done, for heaven and the future's sake. And she sees he's reading the book. Oh, no. This doesn't look very much like the collected works of Robert Frost, Tommy. No, Mrs. Welsh. I think you better come see me after your last class today, Tommy. We need to talk about this. And she throws it away. Yes, Mrs. Welsh, and he's laughing. Now then, Tommy, I think it's high time you told me what the problem is. This isn't the first time I've seen this happen, and it's not always in one of my classes either. Look, I can understand a little, Tommy. Teachers are human too, you know. When I was 10 years old, I had the most gigantic crush on the actor who played the older brother on Leave It to Beaver. But by the time I was your age, I was starting to understand reality a little bit better. I knew I was never going to meet him or marry him or anything like that. I know it's different for boys. You don't have a crush on the Human Torch, but it's still time to face up to the real world, Tommy. But he's the real world, Mrs. Welsh. Johnny Storm is the greatest hero ever. Better than Spider-Man or Captain America or Thor or anyone. He's just the greatest hero ever. Shh, calm down now, Tommy. No one is saying the Human Torch isn't a great hero. He and his three partners have done too much good for me to doubt that. It's only the intensity of your admiration I find troubling. I think it would be a good idea if I had a few words with your parents about it. When would be a good time for me to phone them? I don't know. Dad's always busy at his ad agency, and Mom's got her community action groups. They're not home most of the time. I see. All right, Tommy. You can run along now. Yes, Miss Welsh. I do. Do you think I could maybe have my magazine back? No, Tommy. You know the school rules. Sheesh. Here he comes. And they trip him. Ha ha. Boy, Hanson, you got dumber every day. And remember, you still got to give me your lunch money and do my homework till the holidays. Ha ha. And he gets off the bus and he walks home and he gets upstairs. Hi, Bob, it's Phil. This is the answering machine. Tell Sheila, Alice, and I will be there over at 8 tomorrow night. See you then. Bob, Arch, got those layouts ready for the McNeil account. Call me at home around 6 or 6:30. Bye. Sheila, Joyce, you know I hate leaving messages on these things. Call me. Tommy, it's Mother. I'll be home around 11:30. Your dinner should be in the refrigerator. Oh, and darling, set the VCR to record McLuhan's World at 8 on PBS. Good boy. Ring, ring. Good afternoon, Avengers. Mansion Jarvis, the butler speaking. Yes, young sir, the Fantastic Four have been residing with us since the destruction of their own headquarters. The Human Torch. No, I'm afraid Mr. Storm is not here at the moment. May I take a message? No, I guess not. Just tell the Human Torch that Tommy Hanson called. That's right, Hanson. No, sir, he doesn't know me. I just wanted him to know my name. And he sits down and he's mad in the screech. Hey, Josh, you got it working? Huh? Hiya, kid. Yeah, finally got her off the ground. Had to monkey around with the fuel mixtures a bit, though. Don't think it's quite ready for Toys R Us. Well, to overcome... What did you do? Well, to overcome the small wire wing area, I had a boost thrust. And that means I had to mix up something a whole lot better than real jet fuel. But what's so bad about that? Well, nothing so long as you know what you're doing. But if the wrong people started messing with this, beep. Whoops, that's my pocket beeper. Gotta call the office. Listen, lock up my stuff for me, will you, kid? And watch out for that fuel can. It could turn you into another Human Torch. Oh, no. Hi-ho, fearless leader. How goes it? Johnny, good to see you, lad. I'm happy to report it goes very well. Right on schedule, in fact. Phew. This sure looks a heck of a lot like deeper than the basement on the old Baxter building. Indeed it is. The basements and the sub-basements of our new headquarters building will reach 3 times deeper into the bedrock, just as the tower itself will be nearly 3 times as tall as the original. Not bad at all. Although half of me wonders if we might be wasting our time, what with the Beyonder still wandering around. He could decide to swat us like flies at any old time. Perhaps I'm still somewhat in the dark as to his true purpose here on Earth. That's what I mean, Reed. Your reputation as the smartest man on Earth ain't just window dressing. And if you haven't been able to figure this bozo out, the key words are on Earth, Johnny. The Beyonder has nothing to do with earthly concepts. Remember how it was when Galactus first came to Earth? Here was a being who exists only to drain the life force of our whole plants. He had annihilated uncounted billions of beings across the cosmos, and he intended to do the same to us here on Earth. And us, yet the Watchers told us Galactus was not truly evil. I remember he said Galactus was beyond good and evil, with eventually proved that was true. You think it's the same with the Beyonder? Similar, perhaps. As incredible as it might seem, I suspect the Beyonder to be very childlike on many levels. Childlike? He sucked us all off into space, most of the superfolk on Earth, good and bad, and set us fighting each other. And you're saying he was just like a little kid playing with toy soldiers? Not exactly, but like Galactus, the Beyonder cannot be judged against anything like human standards. In fact, it almost seems as if he His purpose here now is to aid humanity and the whole universe as well. Huh. Well, good luck with him, I say. It's tough enough being a hero on a finite scale, if that's really his plan. Excuse me, Mr. Storm. What the gate was supposed to be locked. Lady, don't move. That area has a short structure. That area has no support structure. What? Oh, and she falls. She's falling. Don't worry, Campbell. I've got her. Are you all right, miss? Miss? Darling. Dr. Janet Darling. And yes, thank you, Professor Richards. I seem to be no worse for the wear. Thanks to you. You really should be more careful, Doctor. This is a dangerous construction site. NBC Saturday morning cartoons. And there they are. Well, as I started to say before, I'm here to see the Human Torch. Sure, Dr. Darling. So, say, do you take a lot of kidding about that name? You know, Dr. Darling, patient sweetie? Not really. I work exclusively in the burn ward of South Queens Hospital for sick children. We don't do a great deal of kidding around in that department. Yeah. Sorry, Doc. How can I help you? Some kind of fire safety lecture? No. I've had a young boy in my care for a month now, about your biggest fan in the whole world, as I understand it. I was wondering if we could arrange for you to visit him. Why, sure, Doc. When? Well, I'm afraid it'll have to be very soon. You see, he's dying. I doubt that he has more than a week. Gosh. Oh, my gosh. Yes, I'll come right down, in fact. I'll fly you there. What floor, Doc? Better make it to the roof. A lot of our kids would freak out at the slightest hint of flame. Don, I brought the torch. How's Tommy? Not good, Janet. He regained consciousness a little while ago, but I'm afraid he's very near the end. Where is he going to be? Okay for me to see him? Well, I don't mean to sound glib, but it can't hurt. Just understand, we aren't able to give him any more drugs at this point. He's in a great deal of pain. Mr. and Mrs. Hanson, this is Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. He's come to see your son. The Torch? He spoke. Yeah, it's me. I hear you got yourself in some trouble, Tommy. How are you feeling? Bleep, 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 bleep. What did you say, Tommy? I only did it to like you. He's gone. What did he say, Johnny? He said he did it to be like me. No, my Tommy. I knew it. You freaks are a menace. You ought to be outlawed. Ow, hey, now listen. No, you listen, punk. My son is dead, and it's all your fault. Flying around, showing off. How many other children have you murdered, Storm? How many we don't even know about? Johnny, I think you better go now. I'll be in touch with you later. Yeah, get out of here, killer. But don't think you've heard the last of this. I'm not without influence. You're finished in this city, monster. Finished. And he burns, and he burns, and he burns. Taxi. Ooh, the Hulk. It's beautiful, Alicia, like all your work. Thank you, Sue. And you, She-Hulk, are you pleased? Flabbergasted is more the word, Alicia. Not only to be modeled by a sculptress of your renown, but to see myself so perfectly captured in the clay. Alicia has always had a gift for bringing out the innermost self, Jen. An advantage, probably the only advantage on being blind, Susan. I'm forced my disability to go beyond mere surface features. I try to sculpt the soul. Makes me wish I'd asked you to do a bust of me as Jennifer Walters. It'd have been nice to have her around. It'd be nice to have her around now that I can no longer. Alicia? Johnny, is that you? What's wrong, my love? What's happened to you? Johnny, you look like death. What's the matter? Good choice of words, sis. Why shouldn't I look like death? That's what I am, death on two legs. Death, the hotshot superhero. She-Hulk, That pot of tea I made should have steamed enough by now. Please fetch Johnny a large cup. Black, 3 sugars. Come on, baby brother, sit down and tell us what happened. What's happened? Sure, I'll tell you. A kid died today, Sue, because of me. Because I never stopped to consider what the Human Torch might mean out in the real world. I don't understand, Johnny. Don't you know? I suppose you don't. It's not easy to understand this kid. Tommy Hansen was his name. He was a fan of mine, a big fan, maybe the biggest fan I ever had. And a month ago, he poured rocket fuel all over himself and put a match to it because he wanted to be me. Oh, Johnny. You see now, Sue, you see what's happened? While we've all been running around playing at being heroes, chasing all over the galaxy, fighting menaces most of the world never even heard of, kids, people like Tommy Hansen, have been dreaming about us like we were bloody movie stars, dreaming about us, about me, wanting to be like me, And that's why I can't be me anymore. I can't risk it happening again, Sue. From now on, there's no Human Torch. The Human Torch is dead. That is very foolish, Johnny Storm. Yours is a great power, a great force for life. It should not be denied. Who? You. The Beyonder. The same I have sensed your distress. It interests me. I would know more of this. Yeah, well, maybe Johnny doesn't want some cosmic snoop sticking his nose into this. You've been a lot more trouble than you're possibly worth, pal. This is where you get off. Good work, She-Hulk. Reed will be delighted we've pinned this one. Hold him while I wrap him up in a nice little escape-proof invisible force field. How sad. You can fall down any time now, big boy. Johnny! Hey! Hey, what? What gives? Where are we? Another time, another place. Look about you, Johnny Storm. There is a lesson for you here. A lesson? Oh, fine. That's just about all I need today. Some geek isn't even human is going to teach me a lesson. Well, no, thanks, buddy. Why don't you just go back to Beyond and leave us miserable humans alone? Or blow us all up, if that's what you're really here to do. Just quit jerking us around. Johnny Storm. Behold. That kid who... Wait, what? What goes on here? Why doesn't he see me? He see us. He sees only his own reality, Johnny Storm, and we are not part of that. It is the past you see here. And it is the lesson of the past you must learn today. Look at the private dwelling area of the young human. The place he calls my room. Beyonder is that. Yes, Johnny, that is Tommy Hansen. Oh my gosh. He is a quiet boy, introspective, without any true friends except those he finds in the gaudy pages of these periodicals. Each month he gathers his small harvest and hurries back here to his private inner sanctum to live vicariously the lives of his heroes. And one hero in particular, the youngest, most flamboyant member of the Fantastic Four. You, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. Well, why have you brought me here, Beyonder? Didn't I feel awful enough before? You've got to rub my nose in it? You still do not understand. Look at this lad, Johnny. Look at the joy in his eyes as he consumes each detail of your exploits. Look at his room. Contained within these 4 walls is a virtual shrine in your honor. He was a small, sad life, Johnny, without friends, without true parental love and guidance. The death of this boy is not a burden for you to bear. He did not die because of you. It was through you that Tommy Hansen lived. A good report, Janet. Very thorough. Very impressive. Thank you, Dr. Anderson. I'm amazed by the wealth of detail, the background on the Hansen boy, the private moments of Mr. Storm and the rest of the Fantastic Four. Everyone was very cooperative, sir, even Josh Kincaid. Kincaid, yes, the man with the toy airplane. What's happened to him? He's in jail, sir. That special formula he mixed up violated every fire regulation you'd care to name. Not surprising. I expect he could be even charged in this matter, negligent homicide or the like. And this beyond a person. Who is he? Your guess is as good as mine, sir. I only know the name because Johnny Storm used it once when I was interviewing him for my report. As soon as he realized he'd said it, he clammed up completely on the subject. I got the distinct impression it was one of those mankind was not meant to know things. And given the kinds of territory the Fantastic Four travel in, yes, quite, so quite. Very good, Janet. Any final words before I put closed to this? Not really, sir, unless you're in a literary mood. A quotation from F. Scott Fitzgerald keeps coming through my mind. Show me a hero, and I'll write you a tragedy. There was a tragedy here, but I can't help thinking Tommy would say it had a happy ending after all. Next issue, Like a Phoenix. Heroes of the X-Men on sale now. Secret Wars 2. And that was Fantastic Four number 285. From 1985, it was 65 cents. Title of this story was Hero. Now don't forget, this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you thought about this book. And as Papa, Johnny, and little Tommy Hansen always say,
that was easy.
Until next time, Papa is out.